What's up guys, Mr. Scanlon here, and in this video we're going to be talking about variables. Now what is a variable? Basically it's something that changes. If you think back to math class, you have variables and constants. Any static number is a constant, so if I say something like 5 plus 6 is equal to 11 here, that's the same as saying like the constant 5 plus the constant 6 is equal to 11 here. Those numbers, those are things that you're familiar with. Whereas like a variable is something that, it's just that, it's variable. It's something that can change. Going back to math again, usually you would say something like, maybe 5 plus x is equal to 11. And, in this case it's very easy. Obviously we know, the variable x here is going to be equal to 6. And that's basically what we're trying to get at here. It's the same case with computer science. The concept you should be kind of getting out of this is that a variable is something that can hold a value and can change. All right, let's put this into practice real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Visual Studio here, and we're going to go through like the normal boilerplate code stuff that we've been doing for the past couple of videos. So just make a new project. Doesn't matter the name. Then go ahead and add a new item to your source files here. Source.c++ is fine. And then let's go hashtag include iostream using namespace standard int main, which is a function, so you have the parentheses, then you have the braces afterwards. And then we're going to say, cout, we are printing a number to the screen. I'm just going to put a colon there to make it look nice, and then an endl to finish that part off. So basically, in order to make a variable in C++, you have to declare it. Now we declared a function up here, int main, as you can see. It's going to be sort of like that. A function's a bit different than a variable. We'll explain that more down the road, but a variable is going to be something similar. And there's different kinds of variables, but the most simple one is an int. So you just type an int, which it stands for integer, which is basically any whole number, okay? And then I can say int x. It could be literally anything after this point. Basically, you just need the int here, and then you need something after it to signify what you're declaring. So basically, when I say int x, what I'm saying is initialize the variable x as an integer. Okay, that's basically what's going on here. And I could either put a semicolon right after this, and I'd be good, or I could just go ahead and say like right in the same line. I could say int x is equal to 6. Okay. So then right below that, I'm going to say cout. I'm going to put the braces in, and I'm just going to put x here. And then I'm going to have an endl right after that. And then just have our normal ending stuff here at the end here. Put the pause in. Make sure you guys put quotation marks in and not like the apostrophes. It might give you like a handling error if you do that. And then finish off with a return 0. So now when I run this, what you're going to see here is it's going to say we are printing a number to the screen, colon, and we ended the line, and then it says 6 here. Now that 6 is coming from this line right here, that's cout x endl, okay? Basically what's going on here is we declared x as a variable, as an integer variable, okay? And said x, you are equal to 6 here. And then we console outputted x to the line. And instead of just putting x on the line, like if we put in here cout like this, if we put x like that inside quotation marks, what's going to happen is it's going to give us like literally the letter x right beneath it, as opposed to that 6. That's because we're putting it in quotation marks. If you just have an x here, it's going to say, okay, I know x is a variable. And then it's going to go look for it in the code, and it's going to say, oh yeah, we declared x as a variable, and it's holding the value of 6 here. So, let's say before this, I went back in, and again, variables are something that can change. This is something that I can redefine later on. let's say I didn't want x to equal 6 anymore. Right below it, I could just say x is equal to 3. And then when I run this, it's not going to say 6 anymore. It's going to say 3 instead, because this code got executed. This part where it says x equals 3 gets executed before I print it out to the line. Now watch this. So I'm going to take that back out again. We'll remove this line too. So I have that int x equals 6 here. And then this line is going to print out that 6. That's going to be the same. But if I put under here x is equal to 3, and then I put another cout line here, and I say cout brace brace x, and then I put in the endl there, you're going to see that what happens is it prints out that the first line, then it goes to the 6 because we have that here, and that cout, and then it has a 3 for this cout. So the interesting thing about the code is, and the compiler, is that it's reading from top to down, just like you'd read anything else, just like you're reading a book. It's going to get to this point in the code here, and after printing out 6 the first time, it's going to say, okay, now x is 3. I'm going to remember that, so the next time I have to print x out, I'm going to put 3 instead of 6. And that's basically just the basic concepts of how a variable works. Just a quick add-in to this video here. I've had a lot of guys have trouble with this in the past, where you just did something to the code, like maybe you added like another line that said like hi or something like that. Oops, hi, and you're like, okay, I'm ready to make the I want to see my new program or something, and they go up here and they're like, wait a second. Why can't I click on anything? Why isn't this working? Well, it's because down here in your tabs, you already have something running, and you have to end this before you can do anything else. So just hit like enter or something, and it's going to go back to that standard look that you're familiar with, where you can hit this and open it back up again. Now, if you're on a Mac, you shouldn't have that problem because Xcode will just recompile automatically and put it back into that like little dash you have down here. But if you're on Windows, just make sure that you're aware of that. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the basic concepts of a variable. We're definitely going to get into this more later on. Certainly in the next several videos, we're going to touch on that some more. The next thing we're going to be talking about is input programming, and we'll cover that in the next video. Alright, thanks for watching.